Alright guys, welcome back to another fully tested review. So these are the Oveja Negra bikepacking bags. I'm going to talk about the line kind of as a whole and specifically relate to the two bags that I have. Oveja Negra makes a whole line of bikepacking bags. They're made in Salida, Colorado, and they make bags directly in the US with as many US made products as possible. Some are imported for various reasons, but they're all hand sewn. They're in Colorado, and they make a full line of bikepacking bags for your bikepacking trips, or even, as I'm going to explain, even just your everyday day rides as well. So I got these last year originally for my trip on the Arizona Trail, and I loved them there, and I planned to review them almost immediately. However, I kept using them in more and more situations and wanted to add that to the review, and now it's been a full year. I've pretty much used them in every situation that I personally ride in, and they've worked out really well for me. So with the Snackpack, you know, the biggest thing is this bag goes basically everywhere with me. It's really easy to use one-handed, so it's a lot easier to get into than going into my back pocket or maybe some other kind of traditional location for keeping stuff. So I actually use this on the group ride every time. People think I'm carrying a ton of weight, but I'm really not. I've just simplified kind of the way I get to stuff. This one is your kind of standard strap-on version. So I have a strap here holding it to my top tube, and then a strap for my steer tube. And it also comes with an additional strap for the top tube as well. I found that one to be a little bit unnecessary, at least the way that I use the bag, and so I pulled that one out and I've been using it for other things. But there is some molly webbing underneath that you can attach additional straps to, especially if you're having issues fitting it with a frame bag or maybe some other accessories. So there's some customization there. The Gearjammer is a seat bag. I don't use this every single day, but I do use it on some of my longest rides. Used it on the gravel pursuit, used it on the 145-mile ride I did earlier in September last year, and I've used it on most of my other bigger rides. It's really nice, especially if you don't know what the weather's going to be like. On some rides I can stuff maybe a jacket and, you know, a water bottle or something on my frame, but if it's going to be a little bit less predictable and maybe I need to carry some more food, you know, it's going to be kind of a big day ride, I take this and it really simplifies things. You know, I don't have to get real nerdy and specific about packing things kind of all over the place. I just carry my water where I would usually carry my water. I put, you know, warming layers and food in the back, and I'm ready to go. It doesn't shake at all. It's actually really quite stable on the bike, and there's some features that make that work the way it does, but I've been really happy with it. It's not necessarily designed for dropper post. Both of these bags I bought specifically kind of in their simplest versions because I wanted them to be as simple and robust as possible, and they've definitely proven to be that. So with the Gearjammer, you've got a couple different sizes. I can definitely tell you can fit a ton of stuff in this bag, and it is very stable. It does not come loose because the straps that attach to your seat rails and then the strap that cinches it together in the center in the back, they both have these locking mechanisms in the buckles, and so you can adjust them with just these little clips, and then when you're done adjusting them you just clip them back down and they don't go anywhere. And you know, from bikepacking trips to road rides to gravel races and even in the winter commutes and rides as well, this bag is always with me. You know, I'll stuff gloves in here, food, you know, it's meant for snacks, so I'll stuff tons of stuff in there, and it fits on every single bike I own. The only thing that has a problem with is my Revelate Designs frame bag. The strap that is on the frame bag and the strap that's on this kind of want to be in the same spot. So Oveja Negra makes a frame bag that actually plays a lot nicer with a top tube bag, but that's maybe the only downside. They also make a version of this that bolts on, so my aluminum checkpoint does not have those mounts. The aluminum checkpoints that are shipping now do, and the carbon ones always have, and a lot of your newer gravel bikes will have these two mounts on the top tube. And if you have those, you can use the bolt-on version. Nice thing about that is you won't have any sort of arguments between straps, and then you're not going to have any rubbing. The Gearjammer actually has a material on the base of the bag where it sits up against the seat post that is a little bit extra grippy, so the bag can't really move around hardly at all. and it keeps that bag from rubbing on the seat post quite as hard. So you could protect the seat post if you wanted to, but I haven't personally seen any damage from it. So in terms of durability, these bags have been used for a full year. They look basically brand new. I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. I plan to use them for many years to come. These are made out of Cordura and an X-Pack material, and then they have water resistant zippers. I have personally ridden these in some really harsh conditions, tons of water, and I haven't had any water ingress other than when I've opened the bag and water's coming through the top because it's been raining that hard. That happened on the Crusher, but with as much water as when it was getting thrown at this bag during the Crusher for several hours, it really kept basically everything dry, except for a little bit of stuff at the bottom. So I was really impressed. Obviously these are the two bags that I run all the time. You can run a bunch of others, but overall they're going to use similar materials on all the bags, so you're going to have, I think, a similar experience regardless of which bags combinations that you choose. And working with Oveja Negras has been really good. They've been really good about answering questions for me, and they were able to get these shipped out really fast for me last year. Definitely would like to get more of their bags in the future. They've really made things a lot simpler to deal with on some of these big rides. And for me, after this first year, the quality has just been top notch. But absolutely no problems with these. So if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll catch you later.